Hey lovelies, Brains here. I'm kind of changing my scenery up and I'm just gonna do this video in the living room because I'm already in here, and if I go in the bathroom, Angus is gonna drive me crazy. There he is. You can kind of see him right there. He's just like a black, wrinkly blob on the couch. But the first thing you'll notice is my hair is a different color. Sorry, someone was like, I think it's like a bumper or something driving on the road, but it sounded like it was something being drugged from the bedroom. It freaked me out. Oh my god. Anyway, so it's actually a reddish color, but it's faded out. It's still like an auburn color, but the ends are really light colored because that's where most of my bleach was after I fixed it and dyed it all one color. Anywho, so I don't have anything real particular to talk about. My new year went pretty well. We actually went home, which is 3 hours south of here. And, I don't know, we had a good time. We didn't really do anything. We tried to go fishing one day on, I think it was on Saturday. I'm pretty sure it was Saturday. And it had been raining and the water was real low, and I know that sounds funny, like you think the water would be high, but the water was kind of moving around and like moving to other bodies of water, and it was just a bummer. And it was rainy and cold. There's Angus. And if you hear like a snoring sound, it's totally him. And that's actually a really mild snore compared to how he normally is. But anyway, on the way home yesterday, me and Brandon stopped and looked at a house. It's on 4 acres. It needs to be cleaned up, and like the carpet needs to be replaced, and maybe a window or two and some new doors. But overall, I liked it. We're gonna have my dad come and look at it on this Saturday because he's like, he does everything. He's like a carpenter, electrician, plumber, so he'll be able to tell me if there's any problems, and if there's not, then we're gonna buy it. So we'll see how that goes. But my braces, not to jump subjects, but I'm just kind of trying to give you guys an update since I haven't made videos regularly in a while. My braces are going well. My teeth are really pretty much straight right now. He's just kind of tweaking them, and I did have a little bit of an overbite, so he's kind of pulling that in a little bit more. But for the most part, I mean, they're gonna pretty much look like this without all this wires and brackets and donuts, blah, blah, blah. Donuts are the little rubber bands, not like an actual delicious pastry donut. But, I watched The Conjuring yesterday at my dad's. I'd never watched it because, I don't know, I just had a feeling it was going to be another horror movie that came out that everyone hyped about, and then it was really terrible or really lame. But after reading a little bit about the actual events that happened in The Conjuring, like the family that it actually happened to, I went ahead and I watched it because my dad just happened to have it on DVD, and I was like, oh, I'll watch it while him and Brandon were out cutting wood. I know that sounds like super manly. They were cutting wood. They really were, though. And it was good. It just didn't really freak me out that much. There wasn't as much horror in it as I wanted there to be. Which maybe that would have been too dramatic and over the top, but I just feel there was a lot that could have been done different, but I still liked it. It was good. I'm sure everyone's seen it by now. I'm really late on it. That's just how I am. Sometimes I'll wait a really long time, and then after I hear good things about the movie, I'll watch it instead of wasting my time and hating it or being terrible. But it was good. If you haven't watched it, I would say give it a watch. I think, which pardon my French, I just kind of had gotten a movie boner for it, which, let me explain that phrase. A movie boner to me, or even like, you know, you're waiting for an album from a band to drop, you get like a boner to like you're so excited and you have all these expectations and you get all pumped up, and then you watch it or listen to it and then you're just like, oh, well, it was good, or it was okay, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, or it wasn't like the scariest movie ever or the best album ever. And that's just kind of how I felt about The Conjuring. It was good. I mean, it was well done. The actors did a good job. The lady who plays Norma Bates, I can't think of what her real name is. She was in it, and I like her. So I just don't have anything bad to say about it. It was just okay to me. But I watch a lot of horror movies, so I always have high expectations, and normally they're not met. So I wasn't too heartbroken. What else was I going to talk about? So I've been watching and listening and reading things about dark energies, and they all have this common denominator of a gross smell, like rot, like rotting meat. Like they reference it in The Conjuring. And I was just listening to Lady Locke's life. She was telling a scary story, or a true paranormal story that someone sent to her, and she was reading it, or not really reading it word for word, but telling it. And a person lived in a house, and they said that in this person's account that they smelled rotting meat, and they called a pest control person and all, and they couldn't find any it wasn't a dead rat in the attic, or anything rotting, or an animal that got trapped under the house and died and stunk. And in my accounts, I kind of remember smelling that too, but I always assumed, because when the little girl used to follow me and was attached to me, I lived out in the country, and I always just assumed, it was backed by woods, and it could have been something dead. I had a lot of animals too, there was outside dogs that could have drugged something up. I had some snakes, and sometimes they would regurgitate stuff, and if they might regurgitate it at night, and then I'll wake up and there it is, it's gross and disgusting and has been sitting under a heat light and melted and half digested. So that's fun. If you're a snake person, you probably understand that. I don't have any snakes anymore, unfortunately, but and I kind of recall smelling that randomly. And in my apartment now, I always get this weird, it's like a musky smell though. It's not like a rot, and it kind of stinks, but then it kind of is mild. I don't know if that means it's a little bit haunted, or a low ranking dark energy. I don't know how that works, but it's just real random. And I'll ask Brandon, I'll be like, do you not smell that smell? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's not like feet. It's not like dirty shoes. It happened before we had the dog. It wasn't the dog. So I don't really know. I don't know. Has anyone else had that? I don't know how to describe it. It's just a musky... It actually, speaking of snakes, it almost reminds me... When snakes are intimidated, other than biting you, certain snakes, especially, I had a yellow anaconda, and he would do this to me every time I got him out, and he was mean and hateful, and I kind of rescued him from a guy who said that if you don't take him, I'm going to make him into a pair of boots, or a boot. So, his name was Tiny, but he wasn't tiny. He was the yellow anaconda. They're smaller, not like the movie. He was 8 feet, which to me is small, not to everyone else. And whenever he would get nervous or scared, he would poop all over me. And not only would he poop, but he would release a musk that stinks. It doesn't smell like poo. It's I don't even know how to describe it. You'll have to Google it to look it up too. Maybe they have a better description of it. But that's actually kind of what it smells like, is reptile musk, or I don't know, that's just what I always called it. There might be a better term than that. And I just thought it was kind of weird. And I was just telling Brandon, because he's always like, well, why are you so into the paranormal and scary stuff and all that? And I was kind of born into it. And I know that sounds really lame, and I'm not a prodigy, I'm not psychic or anything like that, but whenever my mom was pregnant with me, her and my dad lived in this house, down in southeast Missouri where I'm from. And whenever my mom was there, she would be ill. Now I know, oh, morning sickness, but you don't understand. Like, she couldn't eat anything. She would, like, throw up all the time. And then as soon as she'd leave the house, or the property, she was perfectly fine. And there used to be this, like, rope swing or a tire swing. And, you could, like, swing out on this swing, and you would be, like, over this, like, gully, or, like, I call it, like, a holler. Like, a big hill, basically, and it was just, like, a ravine. And my dad was gonna walk down there, and he used to swing on that swing as a kid, and I don't really remember why he was going down there. I don't know if he just had an urge, or if he wanted to go down there to, like, just look at this swing and, like, reminisce, or maybe he was going to swing on it. I don't remember exactly. And, he brought it up this weekend, is why I'm talking about it anyway. And when he got down there was, like, this, like, an old house, but it was just, like, the foundation, but there were still, like, the cellars that are, like, in the ground. I know, like, already creepy, right? And he said there was, like, this terrible smell. Like, not just, like, a rotting animal, which I know in the woods, yes, it could have been, but my dad has always grew up in the country. My grandparents used to raise, like, hogs, or pigs, whatever you want to call them. That was, like, one of their big incomes, and did them really well. But, you know, and they used to have cows and stuff, and, you know, on the farm, you eat your animals, and, you know, you skin them, so he was used to, like, gross smells. And he said it wasn't like a dead animal. He said it was, like, unlike any smell he'd ever smelled. And it just... He said I'm sorry, I burped. I've been drinking soda, even though I shouldn't be. And, it's making me burp real bad. It's terrible. I have heartburn. And he said as soon as he got, like, to where that swing was, and where this old house foundation was, he said he, like, instantly got cold chills, like, all over him, and almost, like, vomited, like, just from the smell. And he said he got this really weird feeling that he just needed to get out of there. Like, he didn't need to be down there. And he never went back, which I don't blame him. I wouldn't have either. And then at that house that my dad and my mom lived in while she was pregnant with me, there used to be, it sounded like something that would run around the house. Like, just run and run. And Dad would go out there and look. And the dogs wouldn't be barking, but it would sound like someone was, like, running around the house. Which, granted, my mom used to mess with bad stuff, like Ouija boards and witchcraft and all that stuff, so. So I've kind of been born into it. If you want to know how I've always had it. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's a curse. Maybe it's not. But I'm not saying, like, my mom, like, sold my soul to the devil or anything like that. I hope she didn't. She better not have. I'm just kidding. About that, about all of it. I should have even said it, I'm sorry. But it's just, it's interesting because you can't see it. And I think of the paranormal almost like scientific things. Like, there's certain things we just don't know about, and that we can't, some things we can't even see, like certain reactions, or like planets and galaxies that we can't even get to, but people want to know about it because it's unknown. Like, there's no proof necessary. I mean, I'm sure there's certain proof about scientific things, that's why it's science, but, you know, before someone discovered it, there wasn't any proof about anything. You know, we used to think the world was flat. So, I think it's just that unknown feeling, and wanting to know about it, and a part of us all, we like to be scared, whether it's, you know, riding a roller coaster and your adrenaline gets pumping, or whether it's going into an abandoned house to try to catch an EVP or find a ghost. You know, it's just, it's the unknown, like Twilight Zone or something. But this video is now 14, pushing 15 minutes. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on my life and how I got into the paranormal, and yeah. But I'll try to make videos more often. I'm really sorry. If we do get this house, I might have a lot going on because we're going to have to rip up floors, like carpet, not floors, and do a lot of paperwork and moving. So I might be on a short hiatus, but it won't be very long. And really quick, me and Fear of, I'm now a part of Fear of, but it's weird I don't want to take too much credit because I wasn't one of the creators of it. I just kind of got, stepchild and we're gonna let you join as a writer, which is awesome. It's cool. They're great people. Fear of's great. If you ever have any questions about anything, whether it's a recommendation for a story or just a question or anything, you can definitely message Fear of on Facebook and we will respond. One of us will. You can address, someone specific, or you can just, say, hey, what's up? But we're working on I hit my fingers right on the coffee table. We're working on part 4 of Ironhead now. I'm just waiting for Zach to get done typing the outline, and then he's going to send it to me, and then I'm going to write the guts of it, and then send it back to Zach and Sabine, so Sabine can edit it. I really hope I say her name right. I'm sorry if I don't. And then I'm pretty sure we've discussed that it's going to be 5 parts. So the 4th part will be coming out. The 3rd part has already been sent to Mr. Creepypasta to narrate. So those should be coming along pretty quickly. I don't know when or what or how Mr. Creepypasta's narration schedule works, but watch for Ironhead Part 3 and soon to be Part 4 and 5 coming soon. So go like my page, Brains, go like Fear of's page. If you have a recommendation for a story or anything, we're always open to recommendations. You never know. We also like to feature names of our fans in the Fear of story, so watch for those statuses, because you might just be the one who gets to be killed in a creepypasta, or haunted, or, attacked, whatever you want. But I love you guys, you're awesome, and as always, stay super spooky. Bye.